The El Segundo boys varsity basketball team had a pretty successful campaign in 2016, making it all the way to the second round of the playoffs for a second consecutive year. Coach Ito, in his second year as the boys varsity head coach, had this to say.
The second season went really well. I think we stepped up to the plate and we did all the things, or the kids did all the things that we asked of them, and to make the playoffs again, second year in a row, to be in second round and again playing against a very good mission prep team. I think we got to be happy with the results, and I think the commitment level has increased, the amount of buy-in has increased, and so we're just looking to build upon that every single day, and hopefully next year we can go a little bit further in the playoffs.
That roadblock, you said mission prep, you lost to them 76-60 in the second round. What happened in that game for all those viewers that didn't see it?
Mission prep is a school that for the past 6, 7, 8 years have really been at the top of the playoffs for their division, and so they have a pretty good, rich history of basketball there. It's a private school, and so they pull a lot of the better kids from the area, and being a neighborhood school, it's difficult for us to match that, and yet throughout the game we were able to compete and keep it close, and eventually it spread out on us, but they're a really good team. They've won CIF before, they've been in the semifinals or in the finals for the past, as I mentioned, 6, 7 years, and so we're playing legit teams, and that's part of the philosophy of why we're playing such difficult teams in our tournaments and our preseason, is we got to get ready for those kind of teams. If the kids aren't exposed to that type of level of basketball, it's going to be very difficult to manage, and so we keep it tough on them, we keep the schedule rigorous, and I think in the end that helps us win games and it helps us be competitive in playoffs. So.
Now, speaking of that tough schedule, you guys moved up a division this season, Division 4 AA, and also you went to Hawaii for a tournament to get a little different feel of different teams and how they play out there. How much did that help you guys take on those Beverly Hills, Santa Monica teams this upcoming season?
Yeah, our preseason games and our non-league games are critical for us. It really helps us in league. The Hawaii trip, I think, was the most important thing we did. It really built the team chemistry, the bonding of it, and the kids really came together in a way that a tournament in South Torrance would do. So having that around, having that energy around, being around each other 24/7, it really solidified our family philosophy, and so I think that was the biggest thing, and that's part of what we want to do, is be able to travel and play different teams, and you're not able to scout those teams as well, and so it's up to the kids to adjust, and it's up to me to adjust, and sometimes you have to play a little different game, and that's just going to give us better experience for later on in the season. So.
Any idea where you guys are flying to next year?
We're looking at a couple places, Puerto Rico, San Diego. It just kind of depends on the fundraising and what we do. The kids have done a great job of fundraising. Our tournaments bring in pretty good revenue as well, and so hopefully we can keep that up every single year, doing something. And it's good for the kids, to be able to travel, represent the El Segundo community in a way that most kids don't have that opportunity to. So it's good for us.
Coach, this team this past year had 9 seniors, very senior heavy. A lot of those guys are leaving next year. One guy that's returning, a freshman, Mike Lynch, he was the highest scoring player that wasn't a senior on your squad. What do you think his future is here at El Segundo?
Mike, his future is extremely bright here. Excellent student, has a really good feel for the game, understanding of the game, great head on his shoulders, extremely hardworking, and so we're going to look to him to be a major leader and contributor next year. Miles Jones was also a freshman on our team. He didn't play as much, obviously, because we had guys like Chase and Josh at the guard spot, but having that whole year experience of experiencing travel, experiencing the type of competition, practices and playoffs, we could already see it now. When he comes into the games, he's going to be poised and understanding of what we expect from him, and so those 2 freshmen are going to be huge contributors for us next year.
Now, with that being said, Coach, how do you take someone that averages 5 points per game as a freshman, he's going to be a sophomore next year, and now to make him the face of the team pretty much in 2016, 2017?
You know, our philosophy in our offense and our defense is team-oriented, and so obviously he'll get a little bit more looks in it, but if he's able to get other people free and if we're able to play a good, solid team game, then everyone should be able to contribute well. And Mike, you know, he's not a slasher driver like Chase was, and so his shots and looks are going to be different. So, you know, as long as we focus on that team effort, we get everybody involved and we play good movement, offensively, defensively, those kind of guys just end up shining in that type of system. So.
Now, what are you looking forward to the most for next season? What are you excited about?
Really, I'm excited for almost a whole new group. It's almost like starting from scratch again. Even though we had a lot of seniors this year, only a couple of them actually had minutes as juniors, and so you know, getting them on board as well was a challenge. So it was almost like a whole new group of kids, and so this year will be the same type of thing. Only 5 guys coming back to our team. Again, we're going to bring in another 9 kids from the JV freshman team, and who knows if anybody transfers in. But it's going to be a good experience. So it's almost like starting over, start from scratch, seeing what we can do, see what the kids are able to get done, and I think they'll rise up and step up to the occasion.
Coach, 2 years here as the head coach at El Segundo, 2 second-round playoff appearances. What do you guys need to do next year to get past that second round?
We don't really talk about winning so much as more as the process of what we need to do, making the kids play the right way, making sure that we're doing everything that we can to put ourselves in a situation. And if we're put into that situation, that's all you could ask for. You could only ask for those opportunities. And so if we continue to get better at those small little detail things, if we buy in and we get a little bit, you know, it's tough being at El Segundo. We have so many different kids playing so many different sports, and so our time is extremely limited with them. And so if we can get on that same page quicker, it'll end up leading to more and more wins. And as you saw from our first year to our second year, you know, we had a big jump. We beat some teams that we lost to the year before, and you know, we made a better run in our league as well. You know, those 2 losses from Lawndale were heartbreaking that we could have won. And so as long as we just keep doing those small things, we'll end up winning more and more games. And so we focus on the process of it.
Yeah, those Lawndale games I was here and saw firsthand, definitely heartbreaking experiences. Coach, I'll leave with this. What was your fondest memory of this last season?
I think it has to easily be the Hawaii trip. You know, you get to see the kids in a different light a lot of times. You know, for us teachers and coaches, you know, you're in class all day, and then all of a sudden you have them 6th period, and you know, you have them for a couple hours and then they're gone. You know, when we're in Hawaii, we're eating together, we're going to different events together, and we're talking about other things non-basketball related. And so it was a great opportunity for myself and Coach Lubes to just sit and chat and get to know them a little bit better. And them same way, they could get to know us a little bit better and talk to us. And so I definitely felt like that was the highlight, and I hope they felt the same way. And I think other people who know that we've gone to Hawaii, it kind of opens their eyes, and they're excited, and they're, you know, want to know what it was like and what we did. And so I think that awareness is good for the community. I think it's good for the school, for the kids. You know, I'll always remember Mark Cooper dancing up at the luau, you know, in his little coconut bra, and the kids cheering for him, and you know, going out and eating together and having those conversations too. It's something that a lot of teams don't get to experience, and we're fortunate enough to be able to do that. So I'll always remember those memories. Yeah.
Coach, again, like I said before, you're doing a great job here as the varsity head coach at El Segundo. 2 years here, 2 playoff appearances, both times making it to the second round. And again, like you said, you don't measure them with wins and losses, you measure them with improvement, and you guys are definitely improving here, El Segundo basketball. Thank you for taking the time, and good luck next year.
Thank you, appreciate it.
The last 2 consecutive seasons for El Segundo, the leading scorer on the basketball team has been Chase Ali-Watkins. This year was his final season as an El Segundo Eagle when he averaged 15.4 points per game. I sat down with Chase, and this is what he had to say. Season's over, you're no longer El Segundo basketball player. How did you evaluate your season this past year?
Last year it was just a good team effort. It was cool to see how like the basketball program changed over the years. Because coming in my junior year, we were never really that good. But then we started going to the playoffs and everything changed.
Yeah, you were a big part of that change. You led your team junior year and senior year in points per game, improved in points per game by 2 points this year. How was that for you, leading your team into a playoff run both years?
It was good. Everybody had contributed to it, so it wasn't just me. And Coach Ito had a lot to do with it. Over the summer, he really worked me out. We had a lot of development. And then other key pieces like Chase Ali-Watkins and Josh Hessing helped us get there.
That's what I always like about you. You always you want to give the love to everybody. You're a team player, a team guy, and that's great. Now you guys had a lot of team bonding moments this year, and you guys, when I saw you guys at practice, it seems like you guys were having a blast. What's your fondest memory of this past year?
Definitely going to Hawaii and beating Torrance at home was the best part too. We hadn't beat them in a couple of years, so getting that last win against them was pretty cool.
And for the upcoming freshmen and underclassmen, they're going to be El Segundo Eagles next year. What do you have to say to them to keep this tradition of winning here at El Segundo alive?
Just make sure they buy into what Coach Ito is doing, because he knows what he's doing, and just work hard. That's it.
And what's the future for Chase Ali-Watkins?
Then I have to see what colleges I get into, and then hopefully I can play basketball there.
Chase, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck in everything you do.
Thank you.
Coach Ito is not certain what his roster will look like in 2017. But one thing he does know, and one thing he's sure of, that the El Segundo Eagles are on a road to improvement, and it looks like it'll continue next year. For El Segundo TV, I'm Egidio Deliu.